Vincent.
Klaro ka na di.
Photo na.
May picture ni gawas dito. Mute lagi.
Then, meron kita mga participants.
Ito sa mga bro. Ubus ko na.
Tinanong siguro ito ba?
Dari ko game klaro kayo. Naroon tamo. Ito. Ito. Ito madon kasi.
Na ito all.
Good afternoon, everyone. Mayong hapon. Buenas tardes. Before we'll proceed with our afternoon session, may request everyone to kindly rename your profile to your HEI name, abbreviated dash with your name for easy and faster acknowledgement later during the open forum. Thank you.
We will be starting in a while. We are just admitting participants into the room, so kindly stay put if you wish to prepare your coffee and other stuff before
Saan man, dili maon?
proceed with the session. You may do so.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Riza, paging Miss Riza Madayag.
Yes, Sir Jots.
Right, can we start?
Okay.
Okay na.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Buenos Aires, ngayong hapon. Welcome back to our day one afternoon. Hello, good afternoon everyone. Buenas tardes, mayong hapon. And welcome back to our day one afternoon session. We would like to acknowledge the presence of our registrars, the deans, and the program heads from the different private HEIs in the region. Thank you for being with us. We are also live through Ched9's official YouTube channel. Before we'll proceed to the meat of this afternoon session, just let me give the recap about this morning's session. Engineer Joseph Lu Santa Teresa presented and discussed about the CMO 45 series of 2016. This talks about the guidelines for the annual data collection. He also discussed about the quick survey form for HEIs to answer online. The deadline of the quick survey form will be on November 15, 2020, and that is Sunday. Hence, should there be questions regarding the quick survey form, we could entertain them until November 14, and that is Saturday. Thank you very much. Moving on, and to start with this afternoon's session, we have our CHED9 Records Officer with us to discuss matters and updates on special orders or SOs. Please welcome Ms. Raisa A. Madayag for her presentation and discussion. Ma'am Raisa.
Good afternoon to everyone. First of all, I would like to say thank you to all the participants for finding time to join me today. So what I will going to discuss is the updates or the review and the application for special order and submission of enrollment and promotional report as well as application for CAV. Okay. First, we will be discussing the application for special order. So, let's start with the date of the application for special order. So, the main problem of HEIs in application of special order is that there is a delay in the submission of SO application. So, I would like to let you know that submission of application is at least 60 calendar days before the end of the academic year. The Commission shall process the application and return to the institution within 20 calendar days from receipt of the application. Any defect in the application may cause the Commission to withhold the issuance of the special order. So I would like to clarify that these 20 calendar days that the shed has to process your application, this is upon the completion of your SO application. Like for example, you have not submitted any EL and PL report. We cannot go on to the application for SO because there is a need for us to evaluate your Form 9 against the EL and PL submission. So we will only give you, we can only process the SO application if and only if you give us also all of the requirements for SO application, which is these are the requirements. So first requirement is the transmittal soft copy. After this, I will going to show you the templates that has to be used for the transmittal, and then 3 copies of notarized SO application form. Application is by 10 or 1 application per student. And then summary of courses and grades, which is the form 9, accomplice evaluation sheet per students, CHED approved curriculum per application, and then additional documentary stamp for 30 pesos per application. So let me just emphasize that these requirements from 5 and requirements 4, 5, and 6. Last year, if you may recall, we do away with the submission of accomplished evaluation sheet and CHED approved curriculum. But this year, we have to require you again to submit the accomplished evaluation sheet of students and then the approved curriculum. And then documentary stamp worth 30 pesos. Other requirements for those graduate and postgraduate programs is a copy of abstract, and then digitized copy of thesis or dissertation saved in a compact disc for graduate and postgraduate programs. And then certified true copy of honorable dismissal for transferees, copy of marriage contract if married during the duration of the program. And then for foreign students, we will require you to put the notice of acceptance or NOA and the certificate of eligibility of admission. So I will going to present to you the templates that has to be used for the transmittal. At the end of this session, we will give you these templates. So this one. This template is actually given to the HEIs 2 years ago, but it has been modified. And then actually a lot of HEIs are not giving us the soft copy, but this time we will require every application to submit a transmittal in a soft copy or hard copy. But we would appreciate if you will give us the soft copy of the application. Most importantly, if the application is really bulky, because you could only imagine, like for example, you have 500 applications. So those 500 students, you can only imagine we are only few in the record section, and we have to encode each and every details of the applicants. Like for example, this one. So we will input the name, the program, the major, and then the date of graduation, the name of the registrar, and then the GR number. So why are we requiring you the soft copy transmittal? For us also to process your application in 20 working days. And then next is the notarized SO application. Okay, this is the application form. So I think every HEI is using this kind of form already. So except some HEIs, I think a few, 2 or 3 HEIs, they are putting the letterhead of the CHED instead of the letterhead of the HEI. So I would like to emphasize that this portion should have the letterhead of the HEIs, not CHED. And then this part, if the application is only one, you have to remove the additional numbers like this. Because the form is in Word format, you can easily edit the other entries. But what if you have 2 students per application and then the next student is female, you can add female here and then put number 2. Do not put the female here. Do not put the female here. Instead, you have to continue the number of applicants here, here. And then this one, some HEIs, they are putting the date of the last SEM, the date of the last academic year. So here you have to put, like for example, the applicant is a graduate of a certain program this second semester 2019-2020. So you have to put second semester of academic year 2019-2020. 2020. And then, please do not also forget the government recognition. Of course, it has to be signed by the registrar, attested by the authorized official or the president, duly notarized by a public attorney, and this application form has to be submitted in a triplicate copy. Next is the Form 9. So let's proceed to the Form 9, to the preparation of Form 9. Okay. I would just like to make it clear that what I will going to discuss in the Form 9 is just the concern of the records officer. Later this afternoon, Dr. Abelardo Morok will present to you other concerns and matters regarding the Form 9. So just the basics so that every HEI is following the correct format. So we will try to craft a Form 9 based on the CMO of a BS Pharmacy program. Okay. For BS Pharmacy program, we have, per CMO, we have 192 CHED required units. Okay. Like, for example, okay, are we going to show you the CMO for pharmacy so that everyone is guided? Here. Okay. For CMO number 3 of 2006, policies, standards, and guidelines for pharmacy education. So, makikita dito yung laman ng, okay, just look at this.
Rai, lakihan mo, Rai.
Okay, sir. Okay, ma'am. Okay, provide. Okay. Just look at this portion and then look at the CMO number 3 of 2006. So, per CMO 3 of 2006, we have general education, of course. Where is it? Here, general education. We have GE courses. Here, the GE courses. And then we have the core courses. NSTP, NPE is one. And then we have the core courses is one. Oh, sorry. And then professional courses. So under professional courses, we have pharmacy courses, and then marketing and entrepreneur, and then research. So all in all, we have 90. For CMO, we have 90 for professional courses, 30 for core courses, 14 for PNP, NSTP, and 58 for GE. So we all in all, we have 192. Now take a look at this. How do we treat transferees? This is an example of a transferee student. Like for example, this is Juan de la Cruz. Is a transferee from RSD Institute in Tagaytay City and took up BS Engineering program during the first semester of 2017-2018. So if you will notice, these two subject has been taken up by Juan de la Cruz during the first semester of 2017-2018. So meron siyang grade na 87 and 91. So this is 3 units and 3 units. Pero this is not accredited unit. Why? Because obviously he is a transferee and the next course is PS Pharmacy. So we have add here this column, you have to insert total number of units earned and then total number of credits earned, because some applications, this is actually a concern of our education supervisors. They are asking why a certain, like for example, we have a 192 CHED requirements for BS Pharmacy. And then there is an application that the students has earned 250, 290 units. So the education supervisor in charge are always asking the HEIs, why is it that the units earned is like a double of the CHED requirement? So from here, if you will put a total number of units earned, it's very obvious that the students or the applicants is a transferee from other HEIs and took up another course. And then I would like to emphasize also that this portion should be properly filled up. So these primary grades completed is the name of the school where he or she completed the first grade, the grade 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then for intermediate grades completed, where the student completed the grade 5 and 6, 7, 8. Is it right, Ma'am Joanne? Resma, I need your ano?
5 and 6 lang, Rai. 5 and
5
6
and
lang
6,
yung
yeah. 5
intermediate.
and 6. And then for secondary, of course, the high school. And then we also included the senior high school here because yung mga graduates natin ngayon ay nag-undergo na ng senior high school. And then, also take note, here in the academic year, you should put which year. Like for example, graduate of 2016, 2017, you have to put 2016, 2017 and not 2017 only. This is wrong. So you have to put 2016, 2017. And then, if the applicant is a transferee, please put remarks. Please put it in the remarks, like this one, transferred from RST Institute Incorporated and took up BS Civil Engineering. And then, this portion, we have to put the last sem attended of the application. This is actually same with the SO application. This part, wait. Month and year, okay. The last semester of the school term. So if the applicant is a graduate of any course by this year, so the last term attended is second sem 2019, 2010, 2020 of the current year. Okay, next, let's proceed to CHED approved curriculum. For the CHED approved curriculum, per application, I would like also to encourage, we will require actually the HEIs to separate the application of the transferees from the application of the regular students, because sorry. Because if the transferee is included in the for regular student, it will be difficult for our education supervisors to evaluate their credits earned. And then this is an additional requirements, the documentary stamp worth 30 pesos per application. So we cannot, like for example, before kasi, during sa ating CAB application, some HEIs are giving us 30 pesos so that we can put the documentary stamp. So this time, upon receipt of the application, dapat meron na siyang documentary stamp. Otherwise, we will not process it because it's part of the requirements already. Okay, next. For the graduate and postgraduate program, we will require you to include the study, the soft copy of the study in a compact disk and not through email. So, siguro pwede natin i-put into a folder and then ilagay natin sa mismong likod ng abstract ng ating application. And then of course, sa compact disk natin, dapat nandun yung name and then the date of the completion and then the title of the study. Now, for the purpose of the privacy of the study, we discourage to, no, we require the HEIs to give us a PDF format only, no Word file, only PDF format, or anything, any format that cannot be edited. So I would like to share to you the written situations in applications of SO. So for this one, this application is received dated October 20. So upon evaluation of the application, there is no PL report. PL report refers to promotional list report for second sem 2019-2020. So the supervisor in charge actually will not receive the application if we will not verify the Form 9 against the PL and EL report of the HEIs. So this is actually for compliance. We are waiting for the PL report of this HEI so that this application will proceed. Okay, this one, student's name is not in file for second sem 2019-2020. So this application, the HEI actually has submitted their report, promotional and enrollment report, but upon evaluation, the name of this applicant is not found in the EL and PL report. Okay, look at this one. Sorry. Okay, look at this one. The application is dated October 12 of 2020. And then, graduated or finished the study by summer SY 2020. So, summer, most of the time, summer will end by month of May or June. Or let's say July. If it's late, maybe it ends on July. So, the date of application is October 12. So, dapat meron na siyang grades. Because yung application ng SO is 60 days prior. So, kung natapos na yung SEM at mag-a-applyan mo na siya ng SO, dapat meron na siyang grades. So, this is, of course, for compliance also. We're still waiting for the HEI to give us the PL report for second sem 2019-2020 and summer 2020. And then, this is a sample of the comments of some education supervisors. So, indicate the previous program to justify the plotted number of units of the students. So, this is what I've been telling you about kanina sa Form 9. Kasi transfer siya. Kaya ang laki-laki ng number of units na na-earn niya doon sa summary ninyo. So kung lalagyan natin ng units earned dito at ang ilalagay lang dito ay credit earned, so magiging klaro sa supervisors natin kung bakit ang laki-laki ng credits na ang laki-laki ng na-earn niya na units. So, this is the other one is it an erasure? If it is an erasure, reminder to HEIs to please affix the signature. And then this one, please classify subjects according to column. And then please take note of units versus credits earned. So this actually classification of subjects according to column, Dr. Morok will discuss it further after my slides, after my presentation. And then this application is not in file for second sem 1920, same with kanina. And this one, no EL and PL 1819, enrollment and promotional list ng 2018-2019. So we cannot process this application because we are still waiting for the reports of the HEIs. Also, with this one, this is for revision. Grades for second sem 1920 is lacking, should already have grades, according to one of the supervisor. And then, it's not clear, but the comments is no diploma of the master. I think this is from Dr. Morok. He will going to discuss it further this afternoon. So this is for postgraduate program. If it he will be requiring the postgraduate program applications to put honorable dismissal and diploma of the undergrad for evaluation purposes. And then these applications actually is not for compliance but for returning. So we will going to return this application because the record of these applicants is not in the enrollment list and promotional list for this year. And so with this one, they are all the same actually. So these applicants are not in the enrollment and promotional list. So hindi po namin siya mapaprocess. So just to give you an update, we have issued 3,850 special orders for this year 2020. So that's really a big number. Sir Jyoti, Sir Jot,
Yes, Ma'am Rai.
can we have an open forum for a special order, or I have to proceed for the enrollment and promotional? So which you prefer?
It's up to you, Ma'am. If you wish to have an open forum first and then we proceed, or you want to tackle all the questions at the end. It will be your call. Proceed na lang daw po,
Okay,
Ma'am
we
Rai.
will proceed and then we will going to have an open forum after the presentations.
Opo. So if you have any questions regarding the previous presentation of Miss Rai, you can actually start typing your questions sa ating chat box so that later on we could raise that during the open forum para hindi nyo po makalimutan if ever. Thank you. Go
Okay.
ahead, Ma'am Rai.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, now we will proceed for the enrollment and promotional report. This is very quick slides, actually, very few. So, when to submit EL and PL report? This is just a reminder. I think all HEIs are knows the deadlines for submission for EL and PL report. So, let's start for the school calendar. School calendar should be submitted 15 calendar days before the opening of the school term. And then, the submission of enrollment list is 45 days, 45 calendar days after the end of the enrollment period of each semester. And the submission of promotional list is 45 calendar days after the end of the academic year. Now, we will base the submission of EL and PL according to the submitted HEI's collegiate academic school calendar year. I will going to share to you the status of enrollment and promotional report submission for 2019-2020. Okay. This is in alphabetical order, and if ever I miss I missed to put check on this part. Please private message me, or you can send message to the chat group so that I will look at it later. So for Aim High College, I hope someone's around from the HEIs. From Aim High College, you have a lacking report for promotional list for the first SEM 2019-2020, promotional list for second SEM 2019-2020, and since you have an enrollment list for summer 2020, you are also lacking in the promotional list for summer 2020. For Al Haditha Mindanao College, the last submitted report is the enrollment list for 2019-2020. So for AMA Computer College, they have submitted a report for ELPL for first and second trimester, but the third trimester, they have not submitted any report yet. For Andres Bonifacio College, the submission of report is complete until promotional report for 2020. But we would also like to follow up the submission of first semester 2020-2021 enrollment list. For Aurora Pioneer Memorial College, the last submission is promotional report for 2019-2020. Enrollment list, promotional list for second semester has to be submitted now. If you have somewhere, also please submit. And then Ave Maria College, I hope someone's around. The last submission of report is enrollment list for 2019-2020. And then for Blancia, please message me for this, but per record, you have not submitted the promotional report of first SEM 2019-2020. Though you have submitted completely the promotional report of second SEM 1920 and the summer 2020. For Brent Hospital and Colleges Incorporated, the last submitted report is first semester enrollment list for SY 2019-2020. For CCI, uh, uh, the reports are complete for first and second SEM 2019-2020. Please submit the first semester for enrollment list for first SEM 2020-2021. For Colegio de San Francisco Javier, lacking report for the second SEM promotional list for SY 2019-2020. For Comtech Zamboanga, they have only submitted promotional report for second SEM 2019-2020. For DCIT, lacking report for promotional list for second SEM 2019-2020, though they have submitted the enrollment list for 2020-2021. For DMC College, the promotional report of 2019-2020. For Aurelio Mendoza, also with the promotional report of the second SEM 1920 and the summer 2020. For MCOTEC Pagadian, the last submitted report is the enrollment list of first semester SY 1920. For Ebenezer Bible College and Seminary, we have a lacking report of second semester promotional report SY 2019-2020, and follow up on the enrollment list for this year 2020-2021. For HMIJ and Hirons, it's a tie. The last submitted documents is EL 2019-2020 for SEM. For ICAS, the reports are complete except for the EL 2020-2021. For JS Alano, it's complete also except for promotional report of summer 2020 and also the enrollment list of this year 2020-2021. For Lucan Central Colleges, please submit your report. First semester, second semester, 1920. You didn't have any submission yet. And then for Marian College is a first placer because they have submitted all the reports. And then for Medina College EPIL, lacking submission of grades, second sem 1920, Medina Pagadian, complete report, and then follow up on the submission of enrollment this year, 2020-2021. For Metro Sampen, wala po kayo dito. So, yung enrollment report nyo po this 2020-2021 since it's a new HEI. For Nuevo Zamboanga College, second sem, enrollment and promotional is lacking. For OLP, Pagadian, last submitted documents is enrollment list for first sem 1920. For Pagadian Capital College, the grades for second sem 1920. And then, PAC Sindangan, submission of EL and PL second sem 1920. PAC Salug, the grades for second sem 1920. And then, PTMS, complete po yung reports ninyo, first and second sem. So, follow up po natin yung submission ng enrollment natin for this year, 2020-2021. For Pilar College of Zamboanga, so first placer, they have submitted all the reports needed in hard and soft copy, Pilar College. RMI, lacking submission po. The last document submitted was EL for SEM 1920. For St. Columban College, lacking grades for second SEM 2019-2020. Stanislao Posca College Incorporated, it's complete. St. John College of Buog, complete. Reminder, the submission of EL 2020-2021. For St. Joseph College of Sindangan Incorporated, completed also. And then St. Mary's College of Labason, tie po sila ni Lucan. It's a tie, wala po silang submission pa since 2019-2020 first sem. STII, I don't know what went wrong. Reminder in the submission of EL and PL report. For Southern City Colleges, both Main and West Campus, complete submission except for the grades for summer 2020. For SMC, Mindanao, complete. I think you have summer, so wala pa po kayong submission dito sa summer 2020. SMC Agrotech, I cannot found any evidence. For evaluation po, per inventory, we have not submitted promotional report for first SEM 1920 and EL for second SEM 1920. For SPNC is complete. STI Dipolog and Southern Philippine College, no submission. STI Zamboanga, last submitted documents was first and second PL and EL first SEM 1920. For Universidad de Zamboanga, reminder and the submission of EL this year 2020-2021, and also the submitted PL for second SEM 1920 still incomplete. Zamboanga, Ipil, and Pagadian, wala pa pong report. For Western Mindanao Foundation College, reminder the submission of grades for second SEM 1920. Iliana Bayview College, EL and PL, second SEM 1920. For CSMIT, completed. And then Zamboanga del Sur Provincial Government College, Aurora. Per record, there is no submission of PL first SEM 1920 and EL second SEM 1920. And then for Samsula, Zamboanga del Sur Provincial Government College, Pagadian, they have submitted the report for enrollment list this 2020-2021. And then Samsula Everlasting College, first EL and PL for second SEM 2019-2020. So please take note for those participants. If you have submitted the report and I missed to put check on this, please message me or please chat me after this, and then I will look into it. Now, let's common errors po ng promotional and enrollment report is incomplete signature. So let's always put in mind that the signature of the encoder, the dean, and the registrar should be at every page of the report. So papakita ko sa inyo yung template ng PL and EL. Okay. So this is the template for enrollment report. Very few lang yung hindi gumagamit, pero okay naman, ginagamit naman. The only problem is minsan nami-miss ninyo itong portion na to. This portion. Okay. Now this portion, this din portion is actually not only for signature. So again, Dr. Morok will discuss it further after my slides. So parehas lang po itong format doon sa binigay naming format before pa. I think this is years ago pa ma'am. And then also with the promotional report, lagay din po natin, don't miss the signature of encoder, dean, or registrar. For small HEIs, now for small HEIs, wherein the registrar is also the encoder, so dalawa po ang issign ninyo. Next is, now for the certification, authentication, and verification, the requirements is may natanggal, may dinagdag isa. So, ang dinagdag natin is the certified true copy, is item number 7, certified true copy of special order number. So, pag nag-apply po tayo ng CAB application, before it's only the TOR and diploma or the TOR and certificate of units earned. Now you have to put the certified true copy or extracted copy of their special order number, and of course the 80 pesos. Ngayon, ang natanggal naman is the documentary stamp worth 30 pesos, which is napunta kay special order application. Now we will review the CAV. This is actually a simplified process of CAV since since it is pandemic, so medyo naglinyan kami sa application ng CAB. From HEIs, still you have to comply all the requirements, the request letter, the endorsement from the HEIs, TOR diploma, SO number, 80 pesos. So from HEIs, before we only allow HEI's liaison officer to transact CAV to CHED. Now, the applicants can hand carry their documents from HEI to CHED. If they opt to hand carry their documents, they may. And then the CHED will process the application. And then if the application is for local purposes, we will release the application immediately to the applicants or the HEI's liaison officer. And if it is for abroad, the CHED sends application to DFA, or applicants can hand carry the documents to DFA. So, pwede na pong si applicant na lang ang pumunta hanggang dulo. Pero, kailangan pa rin po namin yung endorsement from the HEIs. So, hindi po pwedeng si applicants ay dumiretso sa CHED, kailangan dumaan muna siya sa inyo, pero pwede niyang dalhin sa amin ang application. So, I think that ends my presentation. Thank you for listening and finding time to join me. We will now answer questions from participants, from HEIs. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Raisa, for the presentation. So we shall now have the open forum on the topic of Ma'am Raisa. So first question we have from Ma'am Evelyn Castro.
Yes.
Ma'am, just want to ask, the doc stamps worth 30 pesos, is that for each applicant requesting for special order?
No, ma'am, it's per application po. It's per application. The requirements for special order, it's per application, ma'am.
So we also have okay, let me check.
Sige, Sir JB, I will be the one to read it.
Okay.
It is also from Evelyn Castro. For the requirement of compact disc for the graduate programs, is that effective for graduates of 2019-2020 onwards, or
Yes.
applicable to all applicants for special orders starting 2020? How about the programs of the graduate school that are exempted from the issuance of special order? Are they still required to submit the compact disc for their thesis and dissertation? Thank you. So for the first question, Ma'am Rai, it's
Yes, sir.
for the requirement compact disc for the graduate programs, is that effective for graduates of 2019-2020 onwards?
Ma'am Evelyn, to answer the first question, lahat po ng marireceive naming application for graduate and postgraduate program from now on, even if graduate po sila noong 2018, pero hindi nyo pa sila na-applyan, so you have to put the compact disc na. So it's not only for 2019-2020 onwards, but for all applicants na from now on, since we already informed you, actually this requirement was required by CHED Central last year pa, but we failed to inform the HEI. That's why we are not requiring yet the HEI. But now, after this HEMIS, lahat po ng marireceive naming application for graduate and postgraduate program, dapat meron na po siyang compact disc. And may additional question dun, Sir Jots?
Yes. How about programs of the graduate school that are exempted from the issuance of special order? Are they still required to submit the compact discs for their thesis and dissertation?
Hindi po, ma'am. Hindi po, ma'am. So, ang magsasubmit lang po ng compact disc ng kanilang study ay yung mag-apply po ng special order. So, if yung level nyo po sa program ninyo is exempted, hindi nyo po kailangan mag-submit ng copy of the study.
And then may request tayo to speak and state his questions, si Mr. Miguel M. Madelo of Pagadian Capital College. He wants to clarify the application of SO. Sir Miguel Madelo, sir, maybe you want to speak regarding the question that you would like to ask.
Ma'am Rice, may I be recognized?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you very much for the answers. But I just want to know if this new regulation or requirement for the compact disc, are you going to issue a memo on this or what? So that
Yes,
I can...
Yes, ma'am. After
there
this,
will be a memo?
Yes po, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We will
Okay.
we'll issue a memo on this.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's
Yes,
all. Thank you.
Evelyn.
Si Sir Miguel ba? Is he around? Miguel
Yes,
Madelo?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sige sir,
Yes, sir,
state ko yung
Joseph.
question niya sir
Okay.
kay Miss Raisa.
Hello, Ma'am Raisa.
Yes, sir. Good
This is regarding on the application of special order.
Yes, Sir Miguel.
So I just want to clarify is how many days after the enrollment would the application of can the HEI can apply for the special order? Is it right after the
Enrollment class
semester?
po.
Is it right after the semester, or we can already apply before the end of the semester?
Po. You can already apply before the end of the semester, sir. Like for example, fourth year graduating students po. And then nag-enroll na sila sa second sem for the last term. Like for example, 2019-2020 na lang, sir ha? For
Yes, sir.
example,
Yes.
yeah po. For example, ang last term talaga nila is second sem 1920 at ka-graduate na sila. So upon enrollment, sir, after the enrollment, pwede na po kayong mag-submit sa amin ng application. Pero, kailangan nyo po munang isubmit sa amin ang inyong enrollment list. And then, pag nasubmit nyo na po yung enrollment list sa amin, gagawa na kayo ng application, ilalagay nyo lang po doon sa grades, CE or currently enrolled, or CE na lang po. So that we have the basis that they are enrolled for the last semester.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Ma'am Rai, we also have another question here from Colegio de San Francisco Javier. Ma'am Rai, pwede po bang humingi ng soft copy ng presentation nyo right after sa discussion nyo po?
Yes, yes. Yes po, we will provide.
For those who wish to have the presentation of Ma'am Raisa, please provide to us your email address so that we can send to you the presentations. Thank you. So another question is coming from Ma'am Evelyn Castro. Ma'am, when is the effectivity of the new requirements for your CAV wherein the authenticated SO is required?
Right after this HEMIS, ma'am.
So that means effective immediately, Ma'am Rai.
Effective immediately. I think we will also include it for the memo, Sir Jots.
Okay po. And then for those who wish to have a copy of the presentation, be sure that you registered through the link because the email that you have provided there will be the email address where we will send the copies of the presentation. So kindly register for you to be able to receive a copy of the presentation for today. Any other questions from the crowd? If you are shy, you can type your questions at our chat box.
So I think there are no more questions coming from our participants. Should you have more questions or other questions, you may write them through our chat box. So can we now proceed, Sir Jots?
Yes, sir.
Okay, at this point, may I now call on our OIC Supervising Education Program Specialist, Dr. Lard Morok, to discuss other important issues and concerns. Sir Lard.
Yes. Thank you, Sir JB. Good afternoon. Before I start, let me convey my thanks to everyone, especially the encoders of the different higher education institutions, encoders and the registrars. And if there are deans of the colleges that are present or the academic heads of the institution, you may participate in this engagement so that we can engage everything, we can address all issues and concerns that that you have in your respective institution. Did I miss someone or everyone? So of course, I could see other academic officials like Sir Jerry Gabenya, we have Registrar Pampak, Ma'am Judith, and then Saint Joseph, we have Sir Noel, then Sir Ray from the Polo, the MCCF. I just try my memory if I can still remember you, the platform. Thank you. And of course, the members of the technical staff in the technical division headed by Dr. Jacinta Tan, and the facilitators of this engagement, like the engineer Jyoti Santa Teresa, Sir JB, Dr. Joanne Quaresma, Mr. Sid Kua. Good afternoon once again. So I'd like to present to you other matters and concerns that affects the operation of the institutions and our office. So these are the concerns and issues affects our operation, your operation, and the CHED Region 9 operation. We have concern like role of the Dean in the evaluation and preparation of Form 9. The registrar and the encoders and everyone, even the academic officials, are aware of the role of the deans in the preparation of our of our transcript of records, which will be endorsed to our office for SO. Number two, we have observation on duplication of subjects enrolled. Meron tayo mga subjects naka-encode, especially na duplicate yung mga subjects. Tapos, nung una, first and second sem, thereafter, the next semesters thereafter, andun pa rin yung mga subjects, no? So, please try to check after finishing all the encoding, so that we'll be able to make sure that the entries that we make on the Form 9 or the transcript of records are not repeating, no? And then we have also proper crediting of subjects based on CMO of the program. So the crediting of the subjects should be indicated in the number of units. Sample, the subject and the number of units and the credit units. So there are columns that are provided for specific cluster of the subject, whether it may be professional, major, or subject, general education, NSTP, PE, and all other institutional subjects. Of course, these are observation. I think if we can address this observation, this concern, because this concern emanated from the respective institution, especially with the registrar's office. So next, what CMO to be used for returning? What CMO or policies and standard on the programs that can be used for those returning students? So yung bagong CMO natin, we have the new CMOs for practically across all programs. If you base on the new CMOs for students who came back to enroll for the same program, but 10 years before pa, or 5 years before, so they are returning back. So what CMO, what policy standards of the program shall we use? Definitely, we will be using our new CMO, policy standards for the program. Otherwise, it has not been revised for how many years. But for now, we have the transition of our K-12 programs I think with the different programs that we have in CHED, we started our revised program starting 2018 and 19. And I think you are aware of this. The registrar knows this, including the deans of the different colleges. So it will be depending upon your assessment uh, on the documents, on the records of the students. If the CMO has not yet revised for 10 years, for 15 years, then you may do so. You can re-enroll the students and use the CMO of the old curriculum. But if there is new, just like this school year, we are already in the third year of implementation of the new CMOs, except for other programs like agriculture and other programs which were not yet released of the CMOs on this program. So practically, majority of the program were already for implementation, and this is the third year. So please check on all the records of the students, especially those who are irregular students, transferring students, returning students, to check all on their records so that we can facilitate them. You can facilitate them where they can make use of the policy standards of the program. We have concerns and issues coming from the field or coming from the different institutions. Please don't hesitate to tell us in this platform so that we can address all those issues and concerns so that we can run smoothly of our records. We can facilitate all of them, no, as much as possible. And most especially the participation of the dean, the role of the dean, and the evaluation. So this is one thing that is very important in all higher education institutions, especially in the evaluation of the records of the students of the different programs that we have. So the respective deans of the colleges and universities or private schools, the dean has an important role because they are ones making the evaluation and preparation of these forms. Although the registrar's office will facilitate the forms, but the evaluation should be made by the different deans or program heads of the institution because you are the ones that can determine what are those units, subjects in the curriculum that has to be considered or not considered. Because during enrollment, this kind of activity should be facilitated every semester during enrollment so that we don't have any subjects that are considered not evaluated, but they have all evaluated by the deans and the registrar. So what I mean is that when you implement the evaluation, especially for those graduating students, do not start on the fourth year, but you have to start in the third year of their third level of the curriculum so that you have still time to finish it all before the start of the first semester in the fourth year level. Is that correct, ma'ams and sirs? I've been telling this, of course, with my criminology programs. I've been telling this to the private institution in the evaluation of these subjects that we have for criminology, so that that will be undertaken during the third year level, so that you would know when they go to the fourth year level, they would be able, you being the registrar, the encoder, the dean, including the students, are aware, and the registrar should inform ahead the students regarding the status of their subjects that will be taken in the fourth year level. So that is the most important or critical period where the registrar, especially the encoder, The encoder can facilitate also the register of all the data or the information encoded by the encoders. And from there, you can facilitate also by giving those evaluation from the registrar because you have all the records to present to the dean so that the dean then facilitate also the evaluation so that the dean will determine as to the number of units, as to the number of subjects that the students will have to enroll for the fourth year level, especially the GEC and the prerequisites. And the prerequisites of the professional major or core subjects in our respective curriculum. So another concern is that we have a delay on the submission of application for S of graduate students. This is referring to graduate school. We have identified graduate school in Region 9. One is Universidad de Zamboanga. And number 2, we have Southern Mindanao College. And number 3, we have St. Vincent College. And number 4, we have St. Columban College. So please take note, the encoders and registrars, including the graduate studies deans, no, to facilitate also the same as the process or the procedure that we'll do in the undergraduate program. So the requirements was already were already stated by Ma'am Raisa with the records so that you are guided from those records that we have disseminated to you. So on the delay, regarding on the delay of the application, so the address, that could be probably addressed by the institution itself. The reason why they have submitted to us or they will submit to us delays or delay of the SO application. And for what reason, I would ask the graduate studies to check on those records so that those students who are already finishing or have finished already of their graduate studies in their programs, it would be probably a better suggestion coming from us to follow up your graduate students who have already completed the academic requirements, especially those who have already presented their thesis or dissertation during the final oral defense. So that would be the kick-off point where you have to facilitate also the students as to the completion of the program, especially in the completion of their hard copies of their dissertation or their thesis in their research writing, so that the students will not be left behind, especially now in the graduate school, we have CMO 15. So we have a transition of something like 3 years from this school year when it was the CMO was presented last few months ago on the CMO 15, so that we are properly guided on those requirements. So what would be the predicament of the graduate school then? So if I am right, hopefully I'm wrong in the future, that those graduate students and those graduate students who are already in the pipeline, or I mean they are already trying to finish or ongoing of their graduate program, they might as well hurry up with your assistance in the graduate school so that they can finish ahead before the CMO implementation will finally come in. I think you will agree with me, and probably after this discussion on the presentation of these concerns that we have, so that we can engage our conversation in this platform, so that we can address and resolve all those problems that you are facing in the graduate studies. Next. So if I miss some of those concerns and issues, kindly you can express it in this platform so that we can immediately address those concerns, no issues, so that for us in the CHED regional office, especially with the technical division, with me, because I'm trying to assist Ma'am Dr. Tan for the issuance of the SO because of my presence here in the office. I should have to come to the office to really check hands-on on those applications and the documents that we are dealing here. So please raise your concerns, your issues, so that we can immediately solve or resolve or address all those concerns that you have. So for the different programs and courses that we have, I would like to present to you the different technical division personnel under the technical division. I just want to present in the slide the supervisors in charge of the program, and of course the minimum requirements and equivalent policies and standards of the programs they are handling. So I'd like to present to you, it is my honor to present to you the different supervisors that we had, and most of them are new, and I would mention them, and we are glad that we have a strong technical division now. And of course, I'm still young, probably, no, to consider myself as one of those young supervisors, although I'm the most senior of them, and Mama Meng. We have Dr. Joanne Quaresma. He handles BE Ed, BS Ed, BECE. BECE is Bachelor of Elementary Bachelor of Elementary Childhood Education, BSED, no? BCE, BSE or BSED, no? So we have BTLIP, Early Childhood Education. We have Bachelor of Technical Livelihood Education, Bachelor of Technical Vocational Technical Education. I spell out because baka yung mga encoders natin medyo bago, hindi nila ma-familiarize yung mga programs. But anyway, you will be provided with this data later on upon your request. No? We have BS NED, BS in Special Needs, and we have BPED or public or physical education. So we have the different CMOs here. So equivalent to the program that they are handling. So these are all under 74, 75, 76, 78, 77, 78, 79, 80. So you will not miss the number of CMO for teacher education programs. Next, we have the supervisor for health-related programs, our planning officer, and of course, our facilitator in this platform that we have is Engineer Joseph Lucanda Teresa. We can call him Sir Joti. We have pharmacy, radiologic technology, medtech, medical lab science, nutrition ethics, nursing, midwifery, diploma in midwifery. We have respiratory therapy, physical therapy, and including medical course, the doctor of medicine and dental medicine. And we have corresponding CMOs. Napakarami, hindi ko nabanggitin na, ma'ams and sirs. And then we have also Engineer Janeni B. Dominci, call her Ma'am Jenny. We have the program for her for the IT program. We have BSCS, BSIS, BSIT, a Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Library and Information course or system. So that pertains to library science before. And we have the BMMA. So meron tayo mga CMOs dyan. Alam na mga deans. The deans knows all those CMOs of these different programs that we have under IT and even across all other programs. We have also, I'm introducing Dr. Shamir Askasim, the youngest supervisor that we have in technical division. he has so many, uh, Doc Sham, he has so many courses or programs under him. So as we observe, we have the programs of the PhDs of this program are all in place in 2017. So it is, we have countless programs that we have for Dr. Shamir Asim. The next supervisor that we have Miss Clarissa C. Alvarez. You can call him Ma'am K. So she handles the agriculture and related programs, including science and math programs. So we have the different CMOs, the policy standards for these programs that we have. So it's good that for agriculture and science and math are already in the hands of Ma'am Kay, so that that would be facilitated by her. All the deans and programs of these courses would direct or would ask from Ma'am Kay regarding their programs, their operation on the program, and everything within the program that we have, especially on agriculture programs that we have, which we are presently engaging now with SUK and private school. Okay, and and then we have also Mr. Conrad Kilab, call him Sir Ron. So we have several programs under him. We have Bachelor of Public Administration, Accountancy, Accounting Information System, Accounting Technology, Agribusiness, BSBA, BSCA, BSNCREP, BSIA, BSMA, BSOA, BSOM, uh, BSREM, DPA, MBA, and FPA. If you notice that we included in the graduate programs of the program, like in MBA, the MBA, DPA, MPA, with Sir Rondon, because the supervisors for the program are already aligned with the undergrad and with the graduate school of these three programs that we have under Sir Rondon. And of course, with other programs that we have, like Dr. Quaresma, she has additional program. It was not mentioned in the slide. She handles the MAED and EDD, a Doctor of Education. So that includes, it will include in the program areas of Dr. Joanne Quaresma. Then we have also uh, Dr. Dennis Encarnacion. He handles all engineering programs. It is equivalent to the different CMOs that we have for the engineering program. It's not only, I think, civil, electrical, electronics, but we have also mechanical, what else? Mechanical engineering, geodetic engineering. Parang kulang ito ni Ma'am Raisa nilagay. Anyway, so that all programs that pertains to engineering that falls under with Dr. Encarnacion. And of course, with Mr. Vicente Regalado, he handles, before mine, he handles HM. Ano ba yung HM? Hospitality Management ba yun, no? And then we have BSHRM, Hotel and Restaurant Management, and we have also BS Tourism Management. At the same time, si Sir JV ay nag-handle ng mga designations natin dito sa office. Siya ang pinaka-busy ngayon together with Dr. Quaresma sa lahat ng mga engagement na meron tayo, pati designation na sobrang madaming activity. So, the last, myself, yours truly, I handle criminology programs and maritime programs together with Dr. Encarnacion. So we have for criminology programs, we have 32, I think already. We have already 32, 33 programs that we have in the region for criminology. And we have also Masters in Criminal Justice Education, a Master Criminal Justice with UC, with JRMSU, and Wensu. What else? So, wala na akong nakalimutan siguro. So, yun na lang muna. In the meantime, I am presenting this to you in this platform para makilala nyo naman yung technical division. And of course, our chief of the technical division, Dr. Jacinta Tan, is handling the overall programs that we are handling, and she oversees the operation and our activity, which is a mandate of a chief technical division. And with her being the assistant, I will always assist her in all these activities. And of course, I am always visible with them and with the office so that we could facilitate the mandates of our regional office. And that's all. Thank you so much and thank you for listening. And maraming salamat. Mayong hapon. Buenas tardes. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lard, for the discussion on the other issues and concerns. So may we now proceed to the open forum. Again, may we remind everyone that if you wish to raise questions, you may write your questions on our chat box, or you may raise your hand so that you can be recognized. So once recognized, please unmute your microphone and raise your questions. Thank you. Another reminder, should you wish to have a copy of our presentation or the slides for this afternoon, please register at bit.ly/2020 HEMISREG. Nasa chat box po natin yung link. And we are also live through YouTube channel sa official Chedro 9 YouTube channel natin. So let's proceed now to our open forum. May we hear some questions from our participants? Baka may mga questions po tayo coming from our deans, our program heads. Anyone po? You may type po questions, yung mga questions niyo sa chat box. Should you wish to ask your questions verbally, pwede din po. You may raise your hand and we will recognize you po.
Sir JB.
Yes, Sir Lord.
Okay. While waiting for the questions of the different registrars, I'd just like to add on my concerns and issues. I hope we can address this. No, I know the registrar would probably know this so that we are cleared of this meeting regarding especially on the submission of the SO. So one additional concerns that I would like to add is the summer classes that we have, because there are, I observed that there are ISO applications during summer. So SO application citing also, I handled one of the SO application. The observation is that while they are applying for SO application, one observation is that they did not submit their EL or even TL in the second SEM. EL for the summer, yun ang wala during sa evaluation. How could we assess whether the student has enrolled during summer? So a better suggestion, I think, so no more application for summer. No, you can apply the summer SO application after the summer is done, so that you can prepare all your enrollment list together with your ahead of time, and then you can apply for SO application after the summer is done. At least my point here is that the student is sure whether he earned the grades or not during summer. No? Hindi natin sigurado, baka magbigay tayo ng application, ng SO number, hindi naman pumasa, bumagsak siya. So paano? How will you handle as registrar? Siyempre, you have to submit it to us to return, to revoke the SO number. And I do not know with the records with Ma'am Raisa if she encountered revoke SO number. It seldom happens, no? Nire-revoke natin yung SO application. And for what reason? Hindi natin alam. I think it's only the registrar that knows about these things, no? At saka yung summer din natin, although you can engage with me, you can ask question to clarify things, no? Kasi it's once and for all, we can resolve your problem. We are here to address your problem. What we can do, it's not we are uh, we are finding faults on those issues and concerns, but we are here to address, no, what we can help. So we will help, di ba, Ma'am Raisa? So one observation during summer is that, especially for those graduating students, especially those recently there were several institutions applied for a summer program, an overload to take the summer in order for the students to finish. No, one concern yung graduating students, the reason na graduating sila, gusto nila makatapos ng summer. Pwede yon, pero with permission from Shed Regional Office. I think it's high time that we have to ask permission from the regional office on this in this concern, so that we can properly address what would be what guidance can we give you in addressing this problem. Kasi and most of from the experience we have, all the subjects are being taken already, but they miss, no? Citing an instant, they miss or they overlook or they forgot the subjects from the first year, second year, and it comes during the evaluation is only to find out na meron pa palang back subjects, meron pa palang subjects hindi na-enroll. Especially professional subjects, hindi dapat ang professional sa summer classes. And if it is in your policy that you have summer classes, then go on with it. No? And for those institutions that doesn't have any policy on summer classes, please include that in your policy as one of the written policy, so that that should be followed by the institution. Kasi sa amin dito, kasi tayo naman ay developmental. We are trying to help the students. So we are here to help the students, not to give them problems, to make it difficult for them. Just the same for the registrar. Please try to engage with them, to reach them out, so that they would be able to graduate on the right time. So still on the summer, we have summer, especially for the graduating student, the last subjects that they have. For example, probably we can just limit that on for 9 units. Hindi po pwede maging 12 units, 10 units. Marami pong nag-a-apply, sir, ma'am. I know you know about this. Na nag-a-apply ng SO application, kasama po yung summer, na 12 units, 10 units. Hindi po pwede yun. Basta summer, 9 units lang po na ang gagawin po natin. Although, tingnan nyo po, i-revisit po nyo yung policy nyo po sa academic requirement natin. Kasi importante yun. So, definitely for CHED and for me, as I review, as I evaluate all the documents here, marami pa dito. If you can see in my background, I have so many documents here. Marami pa po yung mga documents na nandito sa akin, sa likod ko, sa side ko. Kaya marami akong documents sa likod ko. So, these are things that are happening in the office. So, yung 9 units po, ma'am, no? Okay pa po yan? Okay pa po yung suggestion ko? I think this is already an overdue observation which were not raised in any forum and any platform, just like this. This is my first time to raise this, so that our concerns will be provided with the right information, no? At saka yung sinabi ni Ma'am Raisa, yung enrollment list at promotional list should be submitted before the SO application. Mga sirs and ma'am, mga registrars natin, mga encoders, tulungan po natin yung mga registrar natin sa registrar office para ma-facilitate yung mga documents natin ng estudyante. No? Tama ba ang sinabi ko, ma'am? I hope one will react kung tama ba ako kasi parang wala akong mali eh. With the graduates program also, with the graduate studies, as already presented by Ma'am Raisa, we have already an additional documents like the honorable dismissal and the diploma and the CD for the dissertation and dissertation. That includes for those married, especially females. Kasama ba yung lalaki dito yung marriage contract? Hindi na kailangan, no? Babae lang ba ito kailangan, Ma'am Rice? Paki-react nga. Hindi ko alam. Ma'am Raisa? Ma'am Joanne, do you have opinion on this?
Parang for men, I don't think so there's a need because their family name won't change except for the
Pero I think this is,
Yes,
I
sir,
think, I hope I'm
not
right.
necessary anymore. Hindi na po
Ha?
kailangan yung marriage
Marriage
contract
con.
nila.
Okay. Hindi ba ito kailangan sa married female applicant? Hindi na, no?
Hindi na kailangan, sir. Unless, sir,
Hindi
kinuha
na.
niya yung apelido ng asawa niya.
Yun nga eh, kasi kailangan nyo kasi umiba yung apelido niya, no? And for those foreign students, foreign students with admission, notice of admission and certificate of eligibility, ano yung rice? Bale, anim, no? So, wala man tayong masyadong foreign students, no? Wala na siya. So, yun. So, yun, mga registrars natin, pinakamamahal natin yung mga registrar natin sa mga institution, sila po ang backbone ng institution kasi sila nag-handle ng mga records, kasi sila ang nagsi-safekeep and to remain the integrity of the records of the institution. Sila po ang pinaka-importante sa lahat sa institution. No? So, salamat po sa inyo, and we have a great registrars here and the encoders and of course the deans of the different colleges. Ating mga deans, please facilitate naman yung mga registrar natin, engage with them, facilitate all the records to them. Yung mga kasi yung estudyante kasi nasa atin lahat eh. So we have also critical function regarding the evaluation of the documents, especially for those graduating students. Ano pa po yung concern natin, unless other technical staff or supervisor concerned can raise also the concern as they facilitated the evaluation of the SO applications.
Sir Lord. Sir Lord,
Yes.
we have one question here coming from SMC Pagadian. What CMO to use for the returnees, sir, in engineering program, old or new?
Sa engineering program siguro, kasi meron na tayong CMO, di ba? And I think that is the engineering courses, that is the first CMO Paris standards prior to the different programs. So yung mga returning students, way back 5 years ago, siguro naman, outdated na yung curriculum natin, especially ngayon. I know Dr. Encarnacion would agree with me, we have, under the new curriculum, we have a workbook already requirement for the engineering students, engineering programs, especially that engineering is already from 5-year program into 4-year program. Siguro ma'am, if you can specify your question, kung returnee, ano classification nila? Nasa 5 years ago pa ba sila? 10 years ago? Meron nga 10 years ago eh. Meron pang 10 years ago na nagtatrabaho na sa Saudi. Pinabalik siya kasi wala pa siyang license. At saka yung course niya, wala sa list ng PTC. Philippine Technical Council, di ba, Sir Dennis? Importante kasi yung engineering ngayon kasi yung evaluation kasi ay nasa central office sa national na, along with other other related programs and the maritime programs. Yan ang mga programs na pinaka-critical kasi mahirap yung evaluation At saka mahirap natin easily i-address kasi you have to bring that to the Office of Policy and Standard for any disposition on those issues and concerns that we are bringing out with the engineering. Ma'am, since sa SMC, ma'am, ano yung particular concern niya? Example, just cite an example where there is a returning student from 5 years ago, 10 years, 20 years. Meron ganun eh. SMC.
So, Sir Lard, we also have another question here coming from Sir Demetrio Martus. His question is, I would like to ask question regarding the application for straight program that we have to reapply in the CHED, where in fact we have government recognition for said program.
Okay, I cannot give you the nitty-gritty of the CMO 15, but it was discussed in the previous engagement that we had on the orientation of the CMO 15. I would like to suggest that if you can visit CMO 15, I'm not really well versed on the nitty-gritty. In fact, there are other areas where we are still on gray areas, no, in order for us to answer your concern. But definitely, the CMO 15 for graduate education, we have I think 3 years from this year, no, 3 years for us to facilitate the migration of those requirements from the old curriculum that we have of the graduate programs to the new program that we have, which is the CMO 15 of 2019. Hopefully, I have answered your question, sir, from the engineering, from Sir Marcos. Can we ask others from the academy? Please identify
Okay, sir,
what's
okay. Okay.
Sir Lard,
Yes,
we
sir.
al- we also have question here from coming from Zamboanga State College of Marine Sciences and Technology. Uh, Allow me to read her question. Filipino subject should have been excluded since the implementation of senior high school. However, this was included in our curriculum since there was a motion for reconsideration by the Filipino group. This was virtually disseminated to us per Supreme Court order during the first semester enrollment. Already taken in the senior high, students, shifters who have not taken this Filipino during their first year are advised to take it on the basis that they are using the old curriculum. My contention as college registrar, in as much as this should have been removed, therefore there's no need to add as their back subjects on petition basis, considering that this is no longer offered now. My question then is that, do they really have to take this or not?
I would answer that question because this pertains to the requirements of the institution in carrying out the Filipino subjects for the whole institution. So, for that matter, I could probably our director is here, but first I would like to engage. I'd like, as much as possible, I would be able to answer your question. Uh, so, Filipino subject is already decided by the Supreme Court, and because this Filipino could be uh, not included anymore in our all curriculum in the subject. But what I understand that Filipino can still be taught in Rizal course, literature, panitikan, using the medium of the language in Filipino. So, so I understand that you would not like to exclude Filipino from the curriculum. So it would be the decision of the institution to address this concern, no? But for us, in order to carry out the implementation of Filipino as provided the Supreme Court, it's very understandable that the non-inclusion of the Filipino is not already would be done, no? I do not know with the administration of your school, sir, no? Please ask the BPAA and the president and the deans of the different programs so that you would understand this. And in fact, this morning we have received a call from your institution regarding Filipino. So accordingly, the dean doesn't want to exclude the Filipino because that is part of the curriculum accordingly.
May I
So
answer?
unless otherwise we have documents to see for ourselves whether those subjects has been modified already by the institution or not. But I would like to introduce Dr. Garcia, Regional Director, to elaborate more on this subject for the Zamboanga State College of Marine Sciences and Technology. Sir, can you help me on this?
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you to our supervising education program specialist for enlightening to this group in relation to the offering of Filipino subjects. First of all, this CMO 20 series of 2013, we excluded already the Filipino subjects as a backgrounder. And so a group of Filipino teachers, they protested and brought this to Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court decision is final and unappealable that CMO 20 is constitutional, meaning it has no violated any rights of every citizen by excluding the Filipino subjects in higher education programs. And so these Filipino subjects previously offered under the old curriculum, under CMO 54, these Filipino subjects are now offered in the senior high school. Okay, now what is the academic freedom of the institutions in relation to the offering of Filipino subjects? You may still offer Filipino subjects, but not a duplication of the subjects already transferred to senior high, meaning that the Filipino subject should not be duplicated. You can offer higher Filipino subjects if it is part of your vision, mission, and goal. So what is in ZSMIT when we evaluate the curriculum are the very subjects now offered in senior high school still part of the CSMIT, Zamboanga State College of Marine Science and Technology. They are still offering that Filipino subject despite it is now under senior high school. That is the issue there. But as the offering of other Filipino subjects, you still can do that. Any question aside from that?
Thank you, Dr. Rodi, for clarifying the issue about
the question
Filipino
about,
subject.
I will be the one to read. I would like to ask question regarding the application for state program that we have to reapply in CHED, where in fact, we have government recognition for said program. Your existing program is not a straight program, meaning that we have new CHED memorandum order mandating all higher education institutions offering liberal arts programs to apply for a straight program following the new CHED memorandum order. So, for example, if you are offering liberal arts in English, the straight program for this is AB English language. Okay, if I'm not mistaken. But that's part of the CMO, and all other programs that is under the liberal arts, they have already the so-called CHET memorandum order for a straight program. And so automatically, when we evaluate the program, and if found to be in consonance with the requirements of the CMO, we usually issue immediately recognition to that program. Okay. I answered already about the CSMIT, no, to Ma'am Felicita Sagoso. Ma'am Felicita, did I convince you as to my answer? Or if you have any other question for that matter? Ma'am Felisa.
Pero, mga State College of Marine Sciences and Technology, sir.
Yes, I think this is the question you also enlightened about, you know. My question then is that they really have to take this or not. Yung kanina sinabi ko, they can no longer take that subject simply because it is now offered in senior high, knowing that we are now fully implementing the curriculum, CMO 20, series of 2020, answered already that. From SMC Pagadian City, engineering to everyone, what CMO to use for the returnee, sir, in engineering program? Old or new? That is institutional. Meaning that if you consider the returnees to finish the program, then you have to consider old curriculum. But at your own discretion, because if they are only few, then you may probably encourage them to go for new curriculum or to go for the old curriculum. But you cannot force them because they started it with the old curriculum. So it depends upon how the institution, because we want to have that institutional policy. We will respect whatever institutional policy that you have right now because of your academic freedom. And of course, we would like also that though you have your academic freedom, we have to consider to the greatest advantage of our student to finish the course on time. Is there another question, Mr.
I think we do not have any more questions coming from our participants. But according to Ma'am Felicita Sagoso from Zamboanga State College of Marine Sciences and Technology, she mentioned that you and her have the same interpretation regarding the Filipino subject.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma'am Sagoso. Okay. So this time I am here to answer some of your queries as I also have my ongoing webinar right now. So I will give my extra time with you for 10 minutes. Think of any questions so that I can answer before I leave.
So may we ask some questions coming from our participants as our regional director is with us right now. So he might answer some important issues or questions or queries coming from you.
Wala na siguro very clear na siguro ang presentation made by the chat RO9 staff. No? So if in case you have question, just write us, chat with our technical staff. I will try to go up and answer since I cannot anymore use my gadget. It's fully utilized by two conferences right now. So I really have to go up at the second floor just to be with you. With this, thank you. I will turn you over to Engineer Joseph Rusan.
So I think we have no more questions from our participants. Any more questions? No more? So going once, going twice, going thrice. And there you have them, ladies and gentlemen. We are through with our afternoon session. Should you have further questions, you may contact us through 993-5223 or email us at chedro9@ched.gov.ph. So yeah.
Before we end, I think si Ma'am Raisa has something to stress regarding sa SO, Ma'am, right? Or okay na ba?
Ma'am Raisa? May concern pa po ba daw kaya?
Yes, sir. I-stress out ko lang dun sa... Sorry. Stress out ko lang dun sa format ng SO application form. Ah, pag ang application is tatlo lang, dalawa, or less than 10, please indicate nothing follows at the end of the list of the students po. So kung tatlo lang, after nung tatlo, nothing follows lang.
And even if kahit 10, Ma'am Rhino, dapat maglagay pa rin sila ng nothing follows because
Maglagay
only
ng
10 students can be accommodated in one SO number. Is that correct?
Okay, and then i-share ko lang itong new updated status po ng enrollment and promotional list. I'm sorry. So, na-update ko na po. Pasensya na dun sa mga nag-submit at ngayon ko lang nakita. And kung meron pa kayong concern dito at hindi ko na-check, nakasabit na kayo, please PM me or DM me so that I can rectify and para mahanap ko rin po. So, yun lang. Thank you. Sir Jabe, okay na Sir Jabe?
Before we'll proceed to our photo op, may dagdag pa daw na sasabihin si Sir Lard. Sir Lard?
Yes, Sir JB. Meron pala akong dagdag sa mga registrars natin kanina. Regarding doon sa SO for graduate school students for the masters and the dissertation, ang ating SO application, as much as possible, alam nyo naman, yung concern mga regista, alam nyo naman ito concern na to. Yung application period natin, ay doon pa rin nakasalalay doon sa manual of regulation of yung MORPE natin. But additional concern or observation is that we have several, I think so many already, applications na nag-graduate ng 5 years ago at ngayon lang nag-apply for application for SO. So, ang tanong doon, ano nangyari? So, yun ang hindi namin alam bakit. Pero we just want to know, I'm just curious why, ba't matagal nag-a-apply ng application, Ma'am Raisa, di ba? We discussed things about this few years back, 2 years. Na-present yun ni Ma'am Raisa, 2 years and more na hindi nag-apply ng SO. Siguro may back accounts pa, hindi pa siya cleared. Tapos yung dissertation, tapos na yung book, nasubmit na sa registrar, hindi pa nakapag-apply ng SO dahil hindi pa napakapagbayan. Meron ba ganito sa graduate school natin na nangyari? Hopefully, hindi ganun ang nangyari, hindi ganun yung reason. But our suggestion is that we have to help the students to finish, to have that SO with us so that wala na po tayong alalahanin sa mga nag-graduate na ng masters at saka mga doctors natin. Kung clearance lang naman ang kulang, wag na natin patagalin. Anyway, nasa sa inyo naman yung control. Kung accounts lang naman. So, ibig sabihin, kung mag-graduate siya ngayon 2020, ngayon maraming ang latest ngayon, meron ako 2019, wala pang 2020. So, most likely, I would expect so many application for ESO for graduate school for 2020. At saka pinag-iipunan yung mga documents natin sa registrar's office, di ba Ma'am Raisa? Palagay ko lang po, palagay ko lang yon. I hope I'm wrong, no? Siguro naman, I would suggest if ever they will finish, they will complete all the requirements, including the books, apply immediately for SO so that we can facilitate the issuance of SO sa mga SO applications natin. Huwag nating hintahin na tumambak yung mga application natin tapos bibigay sa CHED isang damakmak at saka dalawang ruler na documents na ipinasa sa amin dahil yun man talaga application nila. So we have no alternative except to accept those documents. Kaya you have also to think, I would suggest, I hope you won't mind, you not feel offended also, that if ever meron tayong mga graduates ng 2019, ahead na natin. I mean, mag-facilitate na tayo kaagad. Submit all those documents. Kung may clear na sila lahat, kompleto na, why not postpone it? Why not wait for the time for you to submit? And submit it immediately for SO application. Pati yung mga 2013, 2014, 2015, meron pa ako na-encounter when I assume the evaluation or review of those SO application noon nag-start ako ng August. So marami akong na-encounter na ganun na documents, ma'am, no? Yung mga meron tayong mga graduate school dyan sa ating region, please naman, tulungan natin yung mga estudyante. So wag na natin hintayin na mag-settle sila ng account nila bago nating ipa-SO application. Kailangan ipa-SO application kahit hindi pa siya nagbayad, kahit magkano pa yung kulang nila, ipa-SO application and then they will issue the SO. Kayo na pong bahala kung i-release o hindi. Basta importante na facilitate natin sila. Di ba tama yun, Ma'am Raisa? I'm just talking here with experience, with the observation that we have here, kasi nag-a-apply ng mga ESO ang mga register, hintayin pa natin punuin yung mga na para isubmit sa CHED. So hindi na po kailangan yun kahit sa undergrad. Kung meron na clear na, kompleto na, why not submit that immediately to us for SO na. Para SO na natin, wag na natin hintayin pa. If you want, we will get that SO application from your institution. Pwedeng gawin namin yun kasi iniisip natin yung mga estudyante. You have to think on the students welfare naman, in fairness to the students, kasi marami na kaming siguro, if you don't mind, I just want to express, kahapon lang may nag-follow up sa akin personally, tinawagan ako ng isang parent na kumusta kaya yung husband, yung wife, kumusta na kaya yung SO namin, sir? Wala dyan, nandiyan pa ba? Sa dami ng mga SO application ng isang school, hindi namin makita kaagad, kaya hinahanap namin yung Ma'am Raisa, yung document na yon. So, nakita naman so far, nag-graduate siya ng 2019, andun naman. Oo. Kaya lang, nagsubmit ng 2020 na. Ito pa ng time ng pandemic, no, na napakahirap ng sitwasyon natin, especially in transporting these documents. So, it's just an appeal to the registrar. Please include in your function. If it's not your function, then you might also reach out to these documents, to the students, so that you can help them, facilitate. For as long as we are here, we are willing to address those concerns. We will help you so that everything will be going smoothly, no? Para hindi naman okay lang naman kahit tambak kayo mag-submit, pero wag naman yung isang tambak tapos follow the following week yung SO application. Wag naman po. Bawal naman kayo sa CHED Region 9. Oo. So, yun lang sir, ma'am, sana this will be one of those concern na i-address natin kaagad. Salamat po at maraming hapon. Yun lang sir JB.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sir Lord. So before we will end this afternoon session, may I request everyone to please turn on your videos for the photo op. Again, may I request everyone, all our participants, to please turn on your videos for our photo op. Thank you. So, Sir Sid will be facilitating the photo op.
Okay po, 4 pages po tayo. Okay, first page. On na po natin ang cam. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, wait lang po ha. Okay po. Smile po tayo. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, wait lang po. Okay, next page. Ready? Smile lang po tayo. Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay,
Lost
next
kita,
page.
diretso. Iya
Okay,
lang.
smile lang po tayo ulit. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile.
Kasi director. Hindi lang at wala
Sige pa ulit. Sige po, sige ulit. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay na po. Okay na po, Sir JV.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone. So before we are going to end our afternoon session, I would like to share the schedule for tomorrow's event. We have for day 2, November 12, 2020, for the AM or morning session, we will be having discussions with private higher education institutions and local universities and colleges. So attendees will be registrars, the MIS officers, encoders, human resource management officers. So we will be discussing about the different forms for data collection. In the afternoon, we will have for state universities and colleges, we will have the attendees the attendees are the registrars, the MIS officers, the encoders, research and extension focal person or director, and then we have the accountant, budget officer, and human resource management officer. So please don't forget about this schedule for tomorrow's virtual event. Again, in the morning, we will have private higher education institutions and local universities and colleges. And in the afternoon, we will have the state universities and colleges. So yan, maraming salamat po. Thank you so much for your time and hope to see you again tomorrow. Maraming salamat po and stay safe.